Walk, keep on walking straight to the hell we made. Why always a wall, babe, when we wanna come closer? Don't tell a million lies, kill that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.
Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
To have you on the show once again. This is Omobola Stephen. You're also Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Now, Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen is a self-improvement, personal development podcast with the occasion of amazing guests who come to share their insights on topics or subjects under personal development and self-improvement. Now, my guest has been really amazing and incredible with their delivery on topics or subjects under personal development. Today's show, I have Nishu Sinha, who is the senior tech entrepreneur with more than 6 years of experience in designing and developing a great mobile app and web app. Now, Nishu Sinha is the currently CEO of Parallel Team Technologies. Welcome on the show with me today.
Thank you for having me here.
Nishu Sinha. Hi.
Hi. It's been like pleasure to be here with you.
All right. It's a pleasure having you on the show today. So I'm looking forward to your professional insight on the topic of discussion, which is mainly focusing on tech, right? So the pandemic has brought in so many changes, right, which has made many companies and individuals resorting to working from home. Nishu, now you're here to talk about the IC industry and how they're tackling problems during work from home. So tell me more about Parallel Team.
Okay, so let's start with the Parallel Team. So Parallel Team is basically a website and mobile application development company. So Parallel Team is developing great website and mobile application for your organization, and any kind of software development, we are able to provide you that. So how we are doing this, we have like great experienced number of developers. Like we have 40 plus developer in-house who is like working in collaboration with you and all. So we are doing this for a very long time, and we are good with all those like parts, like maintaining the security, maintaining fast, maintaining the website and mobile application much more scalable. So all these things according to your needs and your like customer needs. So apart from this, you have been talked about work from experience. So I'm glad. Parallel Team is like right now 100% remote working company right now. So we are doing this from the last 1 year. Since from the pandemic. So I hope everyone is like doing this. But yeah, it have like challenges as well. So definitely in this session, we would like to discuss onto that challenges for both employers and employees part.
Awesome. Now, talking about challenges, what are some of the challenges that IT or non-IT professionals, what are some of the challenges they're facing during the work from home?
See, they are like much more challenging environment when we are like talking about the work from home scenario. But let's address like some of the few. So let's start. See, when contemplating the various challenges of working from home, the focus is often placed on how workers can resolve them. But it is important to understand that employers face a number of challenges that they must find solution for too. This ranges from ensuring productivity remains high and collaboration is still possible right through to make sure employees still feel connected to the organization. So this is like the big challenges over here right now. But yeah.
So can you go ahead to tell me some of the challenges and how it can be rectified or solved?
Okay, sure. So let's talk about the challenges onto the employee side first. Okay. So, Omobola, a report from the United Nations International Labour Organization found that while employees are more productive when they work outside of the conventional office, but they are also like more vulnerable to working longer hours, a more intense work pace, work home interferences, and in some cases, greater stress. So it might be a big challenging, but let's talk about like the few of them. So the first one is like working too much scenario. In previous day, one of the main reason many managers don't approve of like remote work is they fear employees will slack off without that physical in-person oversight. But in fact, the opposite tends to be the reality. Remote workers are more likely to overwork. When your personal life and your work are both under the same roof, it is very hard to switch off. So when your day started and end at work, you never know. So creating a hard line between work and home is tough. So, and if you are like working for yourself, so you might be in never-ending sales mode, which can be very exhausting. So if I'm talking about here at Parallel Team, since we are like 100% remote company, but several members of our team confess they had a like hard time remembering to take breaks, stopping work at a reasonable time, and even knowing when there is like reasonable time to stop. Because in IT industry, most probably you will be like tangling around in like multiple time zones.
All right. Now, really, I want us to talk about IT January. Can you tell me more about information and also the challenges that comes up in the industry?
If you are like working in work from home scenario, every industry tends to be like the normal case scenario. But in like IT, we have the privilege to work on like computer, sitting onto that. But in my opinion, if I'm talking about the employees of every kind of industry, so they are like facing the same issues. But luckily, we can like work onto the computer for sure. But that doesn't like gives us an opportunity to overwork and do something like that. Since there are like many things, just I told you about the working too much scenario in case, and there are like many interruptions in work from home scenario. Just like when you are in the office, you might when you are working from home, you avoid like co-workers dropping by your desk and other office interruptions like someone's birthday. But the bad news is you will likely have to deal with other kind of interruptions and distractions, whether it's the Amazon delivery person needing your signature or your in-laws dropping by unannounced. So it's very hard to like deal with in like work from home scenario. But there is only way. So these are the two things. Apart from that, let's talk about one more issues with the like teamwork and collaboration. So this is what the many industries feels like that. In work from home scenario, it's very hard to maintain a teamwork and the collaboration between the different teams. So that's also a one more problem. Now, if I'm talking about the another problem, that is the security issues stemming from the remote work. So see, having a team of workers accessing your network remotely, sometimes from their own device, potentially opens your organization up to a large number of security threats from viruses, malware, and ransomware. So minimizing any associated risk needs to be a top priority.
Right. Now, opportunities that abound in the IT industry, like my audience would like to know more. Do you like to share some of the opportunities that abound in the IT industry?
Yeah, as of now, IT industry is on the booming sector. It's a great opportunity there. Because every industry or every organization tends to like go with the IT approach rather than their traditional physical kind of approach. So there's like good opportunity in terms of any kind of possibility here. So for my suggestion, if you are like looking to go into the IT steps, learn something. like software development. But apart from software development, there are like multiple things like the consultant, UI UX designer, and all. So you can like opt any career opportunity according to your preferences. It's not like necessarily you need to go with the software developmental part.
Right. Issue. As an IT professional, have you ever experienced any security issues?
Yes, I mean,
especially working from home.
Yeah, as I told you, I mean, when your workers accessing your network like remotely, so I mean, it opens up like your organization up to a large number of security threats from viruses, malware, ransomware. So it needs to be like a top priority for the organizations to minimize that associated risk. So for this, I mean, there are like multiple solutions as well. That suppose all computers being used for remote work should have up-to-date antivirus software installed. A remote access VPN can be used to encrypt the connection between employee's device and the company network. Regular cyber security awareness training should also be provided, and a strong password policy should be adopted. In some cases, it may be best to invest in dedicated work computer for your employees rather than allowing them to use their own devices.
Right. Thank you, Nishu Sinha, for your professional insight on the topic of discussion, especially talking about tech. Now, looking at the pandemic's and drastic impact on the world today, do you see organizations coming back to the workplace, or work from home becomes the norm?
I mean, see, many organizations, if I'm talking about, they have the hybrid approach right now. I mean, many companies like TCS, Wipro have been like opened their operation from their like physical location, but they have offered their employees, let's suppose you come like twice a week, so just to like gather all those information and have a like weekly meeting and all scenario. Rest you will like work onto the like home. So I think that will be the new normal. Basically, employees will like can like attend their office meetings and all whenever they have needed into the office. But when they needed into when they don't needed anything from the office, so they will like comfortably work from home scenario. So this hybrid situation will go long.
Thank you once again. So now, as a CEO of a parallel team, right? What is your general workday? What does it look like?
Oh, that's a good question. So basically, see, what I manage is here. I mean, I have different kind of teams. First one is the production team. Second one is the developmental team, the testing team, the sales team. So as in like entrepreneur and CEO, I need to like check all those teams to be like work in collaboration with one another. So a regular call with like each team on a daily basis is must required. And let's suppose if there is like any roadblocks for like any kind of project, so there I like personally involved with that and try to provide these services for the client as smooth as possible.
Also. Now, talking about the pandemic and the working from home norm, right? Is there any decrease in the overall productivity of employees?
See,
Yes.
See, if I'm talking about the employees' productivity, I mean, they are like working very hard. I mean, you just need to like collaborate and collaborate in sense, you need to like define a particular task, like the straightforward task for the day, for the week, and for the month. So you need to like assign them that particular and collaborate with like managers and their team lead, so they can like align all those tasks. If they have like any difficulty in understanding any task, so they can like come up on Zoom meeting, on Skype meeting, and do all those things. So for IT, I mean, the production have been like dropped, but like not as much like considerable rate. So only 5 to 10%